Morning light slipped through the thin curtains of Ethan's room. Ryan was already awake, lying on his bed with headphones on, humming along to some pop song. Ethan sat at his desk, eyes half open, staring at the same message that had haunted him all night. "That's what your father used to say." He hadn't slept. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw the image of a man in a dark suit, his father's voice, and the sound of a door slamming, the day he was told to leave home. Ryan pulled off one earbud. "Yo, bro, you good? You look like a zombie." "Couldn't sleep," Ethan muttered. Ryan yawned. "Nightmares? Something like that." Ryan sat up, stretching. "Well, you can tell me, or I can keep guessing crazy stuff. My guesses are usually worse." Ethan smiled faintly. "I'll spare you the guessing." Ryan shrugged. "Suit yourself. Breakfast?" Ethan nodded, pocketed his phone, and followed him out. By the time they reached the cafeteria, a new rumor was already spreading. Someone had posted a screenshot from the gossip page, the same blurred photo of Ethan from last night, now zoomed in and captioned, "The Mystery Man of Royal Crest." Underneath, comments poured in. "Who is he? Heard he's some tech prodigy. My friend says he has connections in Europe." Ryan whistled as he scrolled through his phone. "Dude, you're trending. Half the girls think you're a secret billionaire." Ethan frowned. "And the other half?" "Probably think you're a hacker or a spy." Ethan sighed. "That's worse." Ryan laughed. "Nah, that's cooler." Across the room, Sophie Lane was reading the same post on her tablet. Her friends giggled. "Sophie, you talked to him once, right? Is it true he's like mysterious?" Sophie smiled, but didn't answer. Her eyes found Ethan across the hall, sitting quietly, his expression unreadable. Something about him didn't fit the stories. He wasn't arrogant, just distant. Later that day, Ethan walked toward the main hall when someone called his name. "Ethan, wait up!" He turned. Sophie was there, books in her arms, hair tied loosely, wearing that easy confidence that everyone noticed. "Hey," she said, catching her breath. "You dropped this earlier." She handed him a small USB drive. Ethan looked surprised. "Oh, thanks. I didn't even notice. I saw you leave the library yesterday. You were typing something fast. It fell near your chair." "Appreciate it," he said quietly. Sophie tilted her head. "You're kind of a mystery, you know that?" Ethan blinked. "Am I?" "Yeah. People talk about you, but you never react. It's weird." He shrugged. "Talking is easier than knowing." Sophie smiled. "True, but it's also fun. Depends who's talking." She laughed, and for the first time, Ethan felt the tension in his chest ease. Then she said softly, "Anyway, maybe I'll see you around?" "Maybe," he replied, and walked away. Sophie watched him go, her smile fading into curiosity. Evening brought its usual quiet. Ethan was back at his corner table in the library. The same place, same calm. But tonight, the calm didn't last long. Elena was there again, flipping through a stack of papers. She looked up and smiled. "Hey, mystery boy." Ethan smiled back. "You're not giving up on that name, are you?" "Not until you give me a real one," she teased. He hesitated. "It's Ethan." "I know," she said softly. "I meant the real story." Ethan looked down at his notebook. "Stories are dangerous. They make people see what isn't there." "Maybe," Elena said, "but sometimes stories help people see what is there." They worked in silence for a while. When Elena finally packed up her bag, she said, "You know, Sophie was asking about you." Ethan looked up sharply. "What did she say?" "Nothing bad," Elena replied. "Just curious." Ethan sighed. Curiosity can be messy. Elena smiled gently. "Only if you have something to hide." As she left, her words lingered like a whisper. Back in his room, Ryan was watching a movie when Ethan walked in. "Yo, Mr. Celebrity," Ryan said, eyes still on his screen. "Your fan base is growing." Ethan ignored him, opened his laptop, and checked his messages. Nothing. But then, At 11:07 p.m., a notification blinked. An email. No sender name, no subject. He clicked it open. You can't hide forever, Cross. The board is watching. EC, Family Affairs Division. Ethan's heartbeat quickened. That name, the board, was something he hadn't heard in years. It was the governing body of his family's empire, the same people who had exiled him. He stared at the screen until Ryan noticed. Hey, you okay? Ethan quickly closed the laptop. Yeah, just spam. Ryan frowned. Look serious. It's not. But it was. He knew this wasn't over. If the board was reaching out, that meant his old life was stirring again. The one he had buried when he walked away from the Cross family name. Around midnight, Ethan stepped out into the corridor. The building was silent, only the soft hum of electricity in the walls. He walked to the end of the hall and looked out the window. Rain had started, soft, steady, tapping on the glass. He whispered to himself, You wanted peace, Ethan. Remember that. Behind him, a shadow moved. Can't sleep either? It was Sophie. She held a mug of hot chocolate, wearing an oversized hoodie. Ethan blinked. You're everywhere today. She smiled. I could say the same. Library, hallway, now here? Maybe I'm stalking you. He raised an eyebrow. She laughed. Relax, I'm kidding. I just like this spot. It's quiet. They stood side by side, watching the rain. After a pause, Sophie said, People make up stories because they don't know the truth. You could stop it, if you told them who you are. Ethan's eyes stayed on the rain. What if I don't even know anymore? Sophie turned to him. Then maybe it's time to find out. For a second, neither spoke. The only sound was the rain against the glass. Then, Sophie said softly, Good night, mystery boy. She walked away, leaving Ethan with more questions than before. Back in his room, Ethan checked his phone one last time. A new email appeared. Same unknown sender. But this time, it wasn't text. It was a file. He hesitated, then opened it. Inside was a single photograph. A dark office, a desk, a silver family crest carved into the wood, the cross emblem. Underneath it, one line. You can't erase blood. Ethan's stomach tightened. He deleted the file instantly, shut his laptop, and stared at the dark screen. Outside, thunder rolled over the campus. Inside, Ethan whispered to himself, Then let them come.